Welcome back, F1 Manager Nation. This is F1 Manager Legend. I am back. I'm sorry for the lack of content over the past few days, but I had some other things to take care of. And to be honest, I tried to play this game one day and it wasn't working. So I switched over to a different game for a little bit. When I was younger, I used to love to play a game called Command and Conquer. And for the past few days, I've been playing Command and Conquer Rival. Alright, haven't played it in a week or so, so it will be interesting to see if I still got it. So we are into the wet season. We did not get all of those flags yet. And let me check my drivers. I do not have enough to upgrade Kvyat, so we will stay down. I'll get 410 and then 20, so I will wait for him to get one more. And let's go to a race. I got a lot of questions. Most of the questions have been about what to do on the wet track. As long as the track is 50% wet or more, you want to be on wet tires. If it's 50% wet or lower, you want to be on your racing slicks. That's the hint. That's the trick. So in the game, your drivers are going to tell you it's raining and you should switch tires. You don't need to switch then because it's just going to start raining and the track is going to slowly get wet. So you can probably get in like 2 more laps before you'd have to switch tires. So we're going to have probably a really challenging race this time. We're going to have to keep track of that middle section, how long the track is going to be dry. Because sometimes the track doesn't completely dry out. Okay, so again, me personally, I know some other guys like to drive faster at the beginning of the race. You can see how he's up against number 10 and he's not able to pass. So any speed that he's building up, he's wasting by not being able to pass him, which is often the case early in the race. So if we go to this screen, we can get our time gaps. And you can see I'm at 75% tire. It looks like he's down to 65 maybe. So he's wasting his racing slicks. We are on the second lap. About to start the third. And it's 2 laps down. At the end of the third lap, we're going to start racing. So he already had to go into the pit once. If that middle section lasts 3 minutes and the track completely dries out, he's going to have to pit again. Okay, I might have messed up my strategy because I'm going to have to pit regardless of what the track condition is. Soft, pit stop, wet. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. Why did Gio not go in? Soft. Alright, this is going to be an interesting race. You're going to have to stop again because your tires are going to be dead. You're just coming onto a dry track. And you can see now the track is 40% dry. All of a sudden those soft tires are going a lot faster. Hurry, 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 hurry. And yes, sir. So if you guys have any questions about how to do a wet track, if you follow this example, on a wet track, at the start of the race especially, you want to go slow to conserve your tires, to give you as many laps as possible to figure out what the weather is going to be doing. And that's how you handle a wet track. If you guys like what I just did there, you want to learn more, see more, get more tips, hit that subscription button. And I put out a lot of content, especially on this game. I might be adding some other games. One person asked me to play a different game. I guess he wants to see how I would do on his favorite game. I understand that. If you guys have any game ideas, let me know. I do have a lot of free time as I am like an Uber driver. So I do sit a lot in my vehicle. So I do have a lot of time to play mobile games. Yeah, and don't forget to hit the like button as well if you've learned anything or if you appreciate the content. I really do appreciate that. And comments, definitely leave me comments, good, bad, or otherwise. I love to read the comments that you guys write. For the most part, it's been encouraging. And that's the main reason why I keep adding content, because you guys keep telling me you want me to. So this is a very, very long track. 1 to 2 laps with rain coming in isn't going to cut it. So I'm going to go with the hards so I can make it at least halfway through the race so we can determine what's going on with this rain. Okay, so he is going 1 to 2 laps on soft tires, and we are going to go 4 laps on hards, which should get us into that rain period. So we should be able to do a one-stop strategy. Yeah, when I first played this game, you didn't need to worry about hard tires. Everyone was just doing the soft tires. I don't think the game was quite balanced, right? Like, soft tires were very, very dominant, especially early on. And playing through the second time, it seems like they got a lot of that fixed, where especially early on, when your drivers don't have the tire wear control. Wow, he's having a pit on 1 lap. That is not good. Yeah, so once you guys have better tire wear, you can start running 2-stop strategies on soft tires that are stronger than the strategies involving the hard tires. So it took us 2 minutes to go 2 laps. So at the end of the 4th lap, it should be wet enough to switch over to to wet tires. And I got to remember to use wet tires because I'm so used to going straight to soft tires that I keep messing up when it's raining and installing racing slicks. Okay, so here we go. It was 120. We are coming through. See, they always want you to put the wet tires on early. They want you to have the wet tires on before it even starts raining. Okay, now watch. He's going to put wet tires on, and then his wet tires are going to be on a dry track, which is not good for wet tires. Oh, he's going to go 1 lap on sauce, trying to make up some time. Okay, so here we come. I'm racing to try and gain enough time so I don't stack too much. So there's a little bit of a stack issue there. The track is 17% wet. It's not quite ideal, but with the fuel savings that we had during the whole first 2/3 of the race, now we can sprint, and you can see my rival does not appear to be able to do so. And now the track is going to come into my wet tires, so now my wet tires are going to start to go faster, especially than all of these people on hards. Kimi Räikkönen, number 5, his tires are softs, And you can see he's dropping back. He's all the way down to 7th. And now he's down to 10th. And that's the difference between racing slicks and wet tires. Daniel Ricciardo is going to try and hold on for the win. I don't think it's going to work for him. Here comes Hulkenberg. And now the track is almost 100%, so Daniel Ricciardo is going to go really, really slow. That's what racing slicks look like compared to wets. You can see how Hulkenberg just went by him like he's standing still. Hey, Renault, 1-2 finish. Good job. So, if you've been paying attention to my other videos, you can see how using still yet the start slow to finish fast strategy, you wind up putting a lot of wins together. And as your entry fee goes up, the returns get pretty big pretty quick. So we are at Silverstone, 7 laps. We're going to go with hard so we can do a one-stop strategy. Good job, Kvyat. Immediately gains 4 spots. You go, son. Okay, so already I can see my wear is better than my rivals. So he's, he might not be racing, but he's probably on medium power, which doesn't make any sense to use if you think about it. Medium power, when you have conserve or high power available. I guess I've been beaten by some guys that, you know, at the beginning they kind of took off on me and they built up a lead too big to catch. But normally that's when I have like issues with a component breaking down. So it looks like this whole race is going to get finished with a dry track. So we are at what, about 65% tire usage, 70. And it looks like he's at 55. So he's probably going to have to pit on after the 3rd lap. And if he has to pit after the 3rd lap, that means he's going to be on a 2-stop strategy. Which should add probably about 6 positions to each of his cars. So we are halfway through the 3rd lap. We're at 50% tire usage. Okay, so one of those guys had to pit at the end of the 3rd, and it added a lot more than 6 positions. we're coming up on 4 laps. So he put soft tires on with 3 laps to go. Wow, that didn't really help. I'm still coming out in last place. But there you can see what soft tires will do, as my lead driver is immediately up to 9th after 1 lap. And both of them are going to be able to drive 2 laps on soft, speeding. And it looks like his Kvyat's tires are going to go bald here in a second. And he has a long way to go on some bald tires, especially with that little chicane right there. Sweep, sweep. Here we come. Woo! By him for the win. So you can see, conserving those hard tires, I got both my drivers to be able to last for 5 laps, which then allowed me to put soft tires on for 2 laps with each of my drivers, which is a one-stop strategy. That is the quickest way to go around this track, as I have just proven. As at the beginning, he had he had quite a big head start on me. One of my guys started last, and one of his guys started, what, 6th or something like that. Hey, we just got Carlos Sainz. Hey, we just got a new gearbox. Alright, let's check out Carlos Sainz, see what he has to offer. Are you usable? No, you are not. I think by the time he's level 7, I think he actually becomes usable. I'm up to 243,000. So let's come down here and check out this gearbox. Let's see what this is going to offer us. So a lot more aero and a little bit more power. And we're going to upgrade it. Okay. That +7 is much bigger than that -1. And I'm pretty sure that +7 is going to make up for the 1/4 second per pit stop. Ew. Man, that's a lot to add to the pit stop. So even though my cars will be faster, she's probably by 2/10 a lap. Yeah. So that's a tough decision. And let's upgrade this, but we cannot. It's 184. Okay. So let's go back to racing. And I have all 100 of the wet season races, so it should be moving on. Alright, let's give it a shot. Alan Pinto de Silva. Okay, he's probably down in Brazil, I'm guessing. And we are at Bahrain. So it's an 8-lap race, so we gotta go at least 4. So we are going to start on the hard tires. And ooh, yes, Hamilton. Okay, so once again, we are not going to win this race in the first half. As you can see through the tire wear, his tires are wearing much faster than my hard tires. Can you see that? His Leclerc is already down to 25%, and I'm only down to 87. So right now he's using up some fuel for early race gains. However, he's also using up his tires. So he's probably only going to be able to get maybe 4 laps. At which point he can put on the soft tires, but he's only going to be able to get 3 laps off the softs. And that's if he goes slow. So after 2 laps, Hamilton had to pit. And he comes back out with more soft tires, which means in 2 more laps, he's going to pit again and be behind Giovinazzi. Okay, so as you can see, we just went 3 laps on 50% of our tires. So if I can get 6 laps, I'll be able to sprint comfortably for the last 2 on some soft tires. The key to this game is being patient. Although it is a race, you gotta be patient. I should have upgraded Kvyat and got that better tire wear. He'd be able to go the complete 6 laps if I would have did that. And go get him. All tires right before the last turn, and also on the pit stop is really going to slow him down. Giovinazzi, you got to go, buddy. Giovinazzi, you got to go, buddy. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there, Giovinazzi. Ew, horrible last turn. But the team still got the win. Patience. Start slow, finish fast. That is the quickest way around these tracks. Otherwise, you're doing a 2-stop strategy, and especially when your stops are taking 6 seconds of you sitting still, that is brutal. Okay, you can see this time, because I'm doing the higher valued races, how much quicker I'm moving up the ranks. There you go, there's everybody that's in my league. Shout out to any of you if your name comes swinging by. I didn't see me. Oh, there I am, 13th. And these guys are only at 2.7, so watch this. As Kvyat, 184. That's not going to leave me enough to enter a race. I got to do one more race before I do you. And pausing. Get back right. Oh, I'm sorry. I can get right back to the race. I am in Hawaii right now, on the island of Maui, and I am waiting for the heat to break. And once that happens, I'm going to be extremely ecstatic. Yas Marina, this is a very long track. This track had major issues when it first started. There was 2 areas where the cars would crash and actually pile up to the point where cars wouldn't be able to go. Yeah, it was crazy when this game first started. So we're going to try and get 5 laps and then actually we're going to try and get 6 laps. Don't care about early position losses. I mean, it would be nice if my drivers didn't come out right next to each other. But that's okay. Kvyat's going to be on a 5-lap strategy. And Gio's going to be on a 6-lap strategy. That's one area where they used to crash. All the slow corner stuff, this is all fine. I never had issues going through any of this, but this corner they would crash into the wall, and then this corner they would lose control. And that little chicane right there, they would totally lose control, bash into the outside wall, spin out, and then when coming on the track they'd hit other... Dude, it was nuts. I wish they would bring that back. It was pretty cool. I wish I would have started this channel when the game first started, so you guys could have seen all the issues that the game had. So we're on lap 3. You can see they're both coming up a little bit short from being able to make it to lap 6. But I'm going to keep Gio out there through 6 laps just because it's going to be quicker. However, at the end of this lap, I'm going to have Kvyat start sprinting. Kvyat can go. And set him up to come in for a pit. This is why at the beginning of the game, tire management is probably the most important stat. So that Giovinazzi's gone 6 laps on one set of hard tires. He's going to come up a little bit short, but we're going to make up with it by having him go to full power. So now he's into pits with soft tires. Kvyat's coming through. We're going to have Kvyat go. He should have enough tires to make it to the end. Now, I might have lost places to some of the NCP cars, or I should say some of the official F1 teams. But right now I'm worried about getting the prize money more than anything else. So I'm focusing on making sure that I have a better strategy than my rival. Kvyat's tires just went over the cliff. And 15th and 17th, which is a midfield team, which is not bad considering how not good my stuff is. Like, all my drivers and parts are all low level, so it's amazing I'm able to put all these wins together. But again, you guys are seeing the strategy holds true. As long as you do this strategy, you will not lose places in the race. Your team will always finish stronger than it started. .277, so let's bump up Kvyat's. Oh, he doesn't get tire management, he gets fuel management. That's really not going to help us. But you know what will help us for 184,000? Both drivers get this advantage. More aero and more reliability. There you go. So 60K per race. You win 120. No, it's not worth it. Yeah, look at that. Big -10. It's not worth upgrading. I don't think these are all worth upgrading yet. This one's not worth upgrading. So when you're deciding whether or not to switch a part, you need to have more blue than red for first, on the first 4 stats. If your gain is bigger than your loss, you might want to think about it. Reliability doesn't do anything for your performance other than make it so you don't break down as often. Grip affects your car in the corner. So your mid speed corners, your low speed corners, that's where your grip's going to come into play. Aero comes into play on your high speed corners and your straightaways. So if you know you're going to be on a track that has more straight, like, I don't know which series it is, but one of the series has a lot of the faster tracks on it. If that's the case, because of the straightaways, you might want to put on a more aerodynamic part. But if you're going to have a lot of turns, you might want to focus on the more the part that's going to give you more grip, the more grippy part. But for the most part, whichever one is stronger overall, as long as it's not going to add 3/10 of a second to my pit stops, which can swing a race, I would think about it. That freewheeler is going to get strong real fast. And the Inferno kind of does too. I remember using the Inferno for a little bit. As soon as the X1 came out, I wound up switching over to the X1. I think I'm still using either the Zen or the X1 on my other account. I'm not really using many of the red, the epic parts, because they're not leveled up. It's hard to get the assets to level up the epic parts. I think if you were going to do that, the best way to do it would be through this, but don't spend $400 to get a part. That's just ridiculous. Once you acquire the part, the epic parts are only going to cost you $50 to get one asset, so that would help you level those up a little bit quicker. Using my strategy and getting to the race wins or the race crates. Yeah, getting to the race crates, you should be able to get enough bucks to where you'd be able to regularly chip in $50 for one of the epic assets that you want the most. I'm not sure how high they have to get. I think probably about level 6. Once you get level 6, they're going to be stronger than any rare part. It's kind of the same thing with the rare parts over the commons. Once they get to about level 6, level 7, they just become stronger. Yeah, you can see I got level 6 common, level 3. So if I had a epic part that was level 2, it would probably be stronger than anything else. And I guess the same thing goes with the drivers. Alright, back to a race. Okay, so we won at Bahrain and we won at Yas Marina. See if we get the third track. Okay, you guys saw the strategy. Alright, you guys saw the strategy. So this time I'm going to conserve with Giovinazzi from the beginning. And I can actually race with Kvyat at the start to gain some early positions, since he's only going to go 5 laps. So conserve and race. And Kvyat should jump Giovinazzi. Nope. So it would have just been better to not do that. You can see what I mean about trying to race at the beginning. Okay, so his soft tires are still going to wear down. He's going to have to change them. This kind of helps my strategy. I don't really think so, because I think that the wear is the same, even though the cars are going slower. And once again, the pace car does not hold up the field. And cars just drive right through it. I don't even know why they bring the safety car out. That is one of the bugs that they still need to fix. And like I said, he had to pit after 2 laps, even though the safety car came out. What? I am so glad I'm recording this. Who's out? Giovinazzi and Lando Norris. And once again, the safety car is not holding up the field, so why do we even have the safety car out? That is so infuriating. So the safety car just sits there and everybody just drives right through it. So the field never bunches up. So, like, the strategy really in the way kind of doesn't change. And you add in the fact Joe's not going to be able to make it. Where he's going down too fast. I'm going to have him come in and put on some softs. So I got to conserve for a lap. Gio's gonna come in for some soft tires. You can see Kvyat's gaining on Albon, even though I am going slow. I think a 4.22 might be faster, because I am finishing with a lot of fuel left. Yeah, so you see all that fuel that I have left? 2.5 laps. That means I could probably go 4.22, and I might be a little bit quicker on this track. So next time we get that race, I'm gonna have to try that. Still getting fairly good points each race. It would be nice to get higher points so we can get those race crates quicker. But you can see, again, I think I bought one of the level, or the when you gain a new league, it gives you a bonus offer. Okay, that thing, the reward offer. See, to celebrate my progress for $5, they'll give me that. I bought one of those for level 4, and I think I'm going to buy this one too, just because it gives me more options, especially since I'm trying to show you guys the game. Yeah, I think so, because just by getting those coins, the 600,000 coins, that will allow me to upgrade all of my... I really don't need to do that. I'm trying to show you how to grind with the race crates. So I don't need the box. I don't need that platinum crate. And I kind of don't need the coins. I just need to grind. So I'm going to post this video when I wake up in the morning. See what you guys think. If I should keep grinding or if I should buy the rewards. So already I'm up to 200,000. I have not won enough of these flags. So I'm going to make sure I finish Series 4 before I start Series 5. And that way I'm not losing all of my coins, and I can focus on upgrading some of my pots. So let me see if there's anything I can upgrade. How much Peter guys? Like 32? I'm not really sure how the overtaking works, especially with bad consistency. And the tire management, I'm going to have 2-stop strategies, and I don't think he's going to be fast enough to make up for that. Because Geo is that fast and has the tire management. Lando Norris gets pretty good. I gotta hand it to him. Yeah, no, these parts are too expensive to upgrade. See, if I had enough coins, I could fully upgrade this, and I think the smoothie would be worth it. You see, this upgrade gives me that. And then the next upgrade will cut into the aero and make it more reliable. So +9 grip, -7 aero, and +1 reliability. And that's for 54. It's not going to change the pit stop time. So you can see what I mean about how you would do that. Well, I am recording. Yes, you can see how the freewheeler would get pretty strong pretty quick versus the Zen. And look at that, the Zen is level 4. And a level 2 is not that far from being able to be switched over. So it's not always the rare parts or any of that that's better. Eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to have all blue. Using all blue drivers, they just get upgraded quicker. How long are you worth using? No. No, you're not. Kubica is never worth using. Gasly is not worth upgrading. Lando Norris. I like that tire management, but I need better overtaking. Alright, let's get to a race. Actually, I gotta pause it real fast. Okay, so I'm going to try a new strategy, which is cruise for 4 laps and sprint for 4 laps. I think Giovinazzi might be able to go 4 laps on soft tires. It said he can go 2 to 3, but I think by cruising I might be able to stretch that to 4, or am I way off here? Yeah, I'm way off. Yeah, so you can see so I'm gonna have to go 3-3-2. So it looks like 3-3-2 might be faster. Okay. Stop, soft. And Okay, let's see how the timing on this is going to work out. Gio, you got to go. Pit stop, soft, pit stop, soft. Okay, we're going to see if this is faster than... I mean, his Giovinazzi is going to have to pit stop. So he just took the lead. And he had to pit stop. And both my drivers took over his position. And it looks like it's faster. My positioning is 6th and 11th as opposed to, what was it, 11th and 12th last time? So, for Giovinazzi, the 332 is faster. And when you do the 3, you go 2 laps slow, 1 lap fast, 2 laps slow, 1 lap fast, 2 laps fast. And my other driver is having to go 4 laps on hard tires and then 2 laps on softs fast, 2 laps on softs fast. And here's a race crate. Open this up. George Russell. And the new part. How's that for a race crate? Did you see that race crate? Like, seriously, did you just see that race crate? I am so glad that I have that on film. Do I have that on film? Yes, I have that on film. 2 new drivers and 2 new parts. As you can see, Leclerc has very high consistency, but nothing else. I think he's one of the late bloomers in this game, especially at that 184. George Russell also does not start off very good. I think by the time he's level 10, I kind of use him for a couple races, but not really. Giovinazzi and Kvyat are the 2 I'm going to use until I get Valerie Bottas. And once I get him, I'm going to switch over to him. And then when I get Sergio Perez, I'm going to switch over to Sergio Perez and Valerie Bottas. And I'm going to rock those 2 drivers for a very, very long time. Those 2, Level 4 and Series 4, Series 6, combined in this race are very, very stable. You will win a lot of races against your rivals with those 2. a couple of upgrades, the profile is going to be the choice. Dream Stream. Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar. I don't think I really use the Dream Stream too often. I know I use Jetstream. I know I use the Afterburner. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Alright guys, as you can see, my strategy is working throughout all of the series of races. You can see how I choose my drivers and how I go about my parts as well. Sometimes, you know, you put a part on and you try it and you find out that your guys are qualifying way lower than they were before, so you just go back and put the original part back on. You know, trial and error, especially if it's kind of close, you might want to give it a shot. Especially do that with the drivers when they kind of get close, and see what they got and see how they do in a race, and if they're stronger, you know, if they finish better, then I'll stick with them. But if they kind of struggle and it doesn't feel right, I'll go right back to the other guys. Anyway, this is F1 Manager Legend. Checking out, and remember, any comments, questions, concerns, put them down into the comment section. Every subscription helps. I know I'm not going to get to 100,000 subscriptions for this game, but like I said, if you guys throw some other games in, I might be able to bring some new people into the channel by trying out some different games. Yeah, just looking at the design of this car. Oh yeah, they got that. They got it, but it's down there. They need to put another one up on top up there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they kind of got all the issues covered, but it kind of looks a little bit boxy still. I wonder what car this is. Does anybody know what car this is based off of? Or did they come up with a design completely of their own? Or is this the base model for the season? I don't know. If you guys have any information on that, let me know down in the comments. Once again, F1 Manager, signing out.